guys. I just wanted to do a video kind of doing an update to how I've been, where I've been, um to my services and to the channel of how much I know as of right now. Just because it's been time, I didn't plan on being away this long. It just kind of happened. But also I keep getting messages from people, which I'm grateful for. I'm glad people, check up on me and all that. Just wondering, like, if I'm alive, if I'm okay, if I'm sick, I'm alive, I'm not sick, I'm okay. Um, just going through a lot of shifts and figuring out exactly which way I want to go, how to get past myself, basically, through one part of me, thinking it wants to go this way or choose to go in this way, and um, really being guided to go in a different direction, which I kind of started going that way in my last video. But it was like an instant like hit and download to where I was, one time I was like cutting up vegetables. And so I did a video based on that because I thought it was like really informative, but it kind of shook a lot of things up for me. And then, there was that part of me that was coming in and was like, fighting it, or how much can we do this? How much can we do this? And anyways, I'll explain most of all of what I can. So probably will be a little bit longer of a video. So, I don't know, those of you who have missed me and want to hear me talk to some degree, here I am. It might be all over the place because, well, that's just where I'm at, with dealing with, myself and what I know seems to be coming through, and just because people are guided to do things or they're on a certain journey, like, doesn't mean they don't have their own personal journey, and I have mine. So I will try to explain this the best I can, but I'm fine. I've missed you guys. I've wanted to come back, and it's just, honestly, I've been battling with myself mixed with exactly what is this supposed to look like? What am I supposed to do? Because, I have a certain way I've been doing things. And I've been having to figure out by testing the waters what exactly I can do, what I can't, based on just what's best for me. And then with what's best for me and protecting my vibration, what then will I be able to provide to others? I'll be honest, it's not so much my concern. And I'm not saying that in any certain way. Like, I care about people, I care about their well-being, but I realize that, my journey is mine first and foremost. So I'm going to do what I need to do and protect myself also within that time. But I feel like with what I'm supposed to do anyways, it will help people. So I think it's just the way it's going to go anyways. So let me first things out, starting just for the ones who don't want to sit here the whole time. As far as my services, for right now, at least, will not be doing any services. I won't be doing readings. I won't be doing any shamanic services. I won't be doing anything like that where I'm like digging into anybody's stuff. I will be doing it where I will continue doing videos. They will probably be different types of videos than I've been doing. Sort of. I mean, I have a gnat in here, so if you see it, just ignore it. Hopefully I can. But where I've been doing the talking and the guiding ones, it'll probably be more of like that. I don't think I'll be doing tarot or any of the tarot, or if I do, it won't really be a lot of them. I don't really think I'm going to be doing them permanently, or at least for a little while. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something else, which is weird because it was like, I think I did like a 12/21 or whatever video before, And it came up for me about that basically I would be like just sitting here talking and channeling. And I was like, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing something different that we don't normally do. And it's kind of really pushing me towards that. So if you want a service, you can message me and see. Maybe there's a chance of doing it. Maybe Spirit will be like, nope, you need to work with this person. I don't know. But more than likely, I'm not going to, or it's going to be no, which is really hard on me because in a lot of ways I really want to. In a lot of ways it's what I'm used to, and I like working with you guys, and I like feeling like I feel like I'm helping in that way. And I guess in some ways I am, but I feel like it's honestly more of either my ego or more of a small-mindedness of not seeing a bigger picture that I don't normally see. I feel like I can help in a better way, in a way that's more long-lasting and empowering, and in a way that helps more people as well, I think. And it will be better and help me. So you're more than welcome to reach out and email me and see, but don't be offended if I either say no or if I just, may not even reach out. Like, just, it depends on the energy. It depends on what I do. But for sure, I mean, always take 100% of the shots. You know what I mean? Or somebody could say is no. So services, that's that with the services. There may be a chance that I may do like sponsored videos. I don't even know if I'll do that. I feel mostly that I need to just create from like co-create. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to bring stuff out of me, whether it's through my own creation or even more so co-creating. I guess you could call it co-creating with spirit of a high vibration. So I kind of know what it looks like, but I don't know exactly what it's going to look like. I will also be receiving donations, by the way, so that I will be, even more so considering that I'm not going to be doing the services. I'm really kind of taking a leap of faith here and doing this in a different way, where I'm just kind of doing what I'm feeling I should do and what I'm being told to do, and letting my ego step aside, while it's having issues with that, and just really trust what I've been getting for a while, and honestly really fighting. Because of course, if I go with this, I want to go in the way I have been, but if I'm being honest with myself, it hasn't really been working. It hasn't been working for me. And honestly, when I was sitting there thinking about it, a lot of it didn't even really match on a core level, what I was really trying to work at. So I'll kind of go into that a little bit more, but so, no traditional services I've been doing. I do very much also appreciate and still take donations for the time and effort I will be putting into this, and fingers crossed, because of the way I'll be doing it, I will be doing it in a more consistent manner, because it'll also be something that benefits me as well and doesn't just drain my energy. I will also be starting a Patreon channel that will be doing a couple different things. I don't know exactly fully what it looks like because it hasn't fully been disclosed to me yet, but I do know that it will be similar to what I'll be doing on the Patreon, or the YouTube, which I'll be talking about in a little bit, but it will go more in depth. It will be, more so than what is going on here, or if I have any ideas of what I want to do there. I think I'm going to also do like morning, I don't know if it'll be every morning, but a lot of morning like guided messages or just inspirational messages, just a place of high vibrational place where we can come together and people can receive messages or receive guidance. I'll tell you more about it as it gets closer, and do an actual video just on that, so you don't have to worry too much on that. But it's going to be good, like how it comes together, and I know that, and I have faith in that. And most people honestly just like when I talk anyways, and the stuff when I talk, so it's going to be a lot of that. Anyways, anything else I was saying on that? But I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you updated. And again, if you want to email me and see, feel free. But chances are it's going to be no. Okay, so where I started with all this, I started noticing that I was having a lot of issues energy-wise, working with people and also like doing tarot and working with the cards and everything like that. Everything I was pretty much doing. I'm good at it, but what I realized was I was picking up people's energies. I was picking up a lot of their trapped like emotions. They were going into me. And I was picking up, was and am still somewhat dealing with lower vibrational like entities, and honestly beyond that, like if I'm being honest, dealing with even some like extraterrestrial stuff, and just dealing with things that took me a while to figure out. That I think a lot of the reason why, besides just me being sensitive to energy, is my vitality has been lower than I'd like it to be. So that doesn't make me as resilient. It also isn't a buffer. So I'm like overly sensitive to feeling things. But also I've been cutting off my own flow because of resisting what I've been kind of being told and feeling I should do, or at least I hope so. I mean, this is a trial and error. You guys are going on this trial thing with me. So who knows? It could flop. I have no idea. I'm trying it though. I've been resisting doing it in that way. So it's just gotten to a point through, you know, having to take a break, having to get into my own energy, figure out also how to deal with those energies, remove those energies, why it's happening to me, and also things that feed and fuel my own heart as well, like coming back into my own. So I started spending a little bit more time, like when I was a kid, I used to love being around horses and riding horses, and I always wanted to have horses and have like a little farm or a little ranch. And, you know, I just got to a certain point in my life, mostly when I got interested in guys. And when, you know, then I went to college and then started working, and I just, life took a hold of me, right? And I forgot what it is I wanted and who I was and what I wanted to do. And so I found a way to get back into that and find that part of me that I left behind and that I forgot, and that kind of just reawakened a whole nother part of myself and gave me towards stuff that I wanted to do and what I wanted to work towards. And that's kind of on a side, in the side, what I'm doing now. So I have goals that hopefully can happen sooner, but I would like to happen, and I think they will probably happen within the next 2.5 to 3 years. I'm thinking that they will also be something that probably benefits people as well, because it would give me a place to be able to do, whether it be meetups, retreats, classes, and stuff like that. Because my main goal, you know, besides co-creating with spirit and whatever, you know, there's a part of that, I don't know where that's going to go, so I'm just going to have faith. But I hope it aligns with, because part of my main goal is I really want to I want to help empower people, and I want to help them heal the codependency, like truly heal the codependency and remove illusion as much as I can. There's always levels of veils, but at least the illusion that removes them from themselves and that makes them feel more limited than they actually are. You catch my drift, hopefully. And I really want to help people connect themselves to their own light and their own sense of self inside of them, because I feel like, kind of similar to what I was saying in my last, I think it was my last video about, you know, your greatest guide or whatever, to be in your heart. You that will be able to help you and guide you in a way that nobody ever can. Nobody knows you like you and your own inner self. Nobody knows what's good for you. Nobody knows where you are like that. So yes, we need people, you know, and we need to be able to get help from people sometimes and stuff like that. But I find that most people, you know, they just always look out, and not within. And that's fine at certain phases of your life. It's even fine in the beginning of a spiritual journey, because you're kind of like a kid again with new eyes, and you go out and want to re-see the world with those new eyes, and you know, you kind of repeat the same thing you did when you were younger. But a lot of people get stuck there, and they don't finish the journey where it goes out and, you know, they find truths. There's always truths. There's, you know, the universe is very abundant enough to be able to hold, you know, many truths. But the question is it your truth? And that's what matters, you know, is remembering who you are and remembering your truth. And that's what matters. You don't want to get too lost in the other truths that there are, because they're not yours. They might be, part of them might be, but in essence, they're not yours, and you really want to connect into you, which is what I was saying in that last video, where all of your guides that you need to connect to, they're in your heart. You're in your heart. Your light's in your heart. Everything's in your heart. And you are the gatekeeper to the front part of that. And as you protect that and work with that, and it feels safe enough to, it releases, I say front and back, I don't know if it goes like that, but it releases the back part, which then connects to your soul, and your soul connects to your Akashic records. It literally is everything pretty much that you would want and need to look for. And even when people go on those journeys just because they're interested, whether they realize it or not, in some sense or not, or some fashion or whatever, they're looking for who they are. They're looking for that sense of feeling connected and of knowing and being satiated and fulfilled. So I don't feel like I was really fully doing that with people. I did a little bit in my videos where I worked with people's perspectives. I did it in my services where I worked with people's perspectives. I definitely know I helped people. I'm not saying I didn't. What I'm saying is that I don't think I was doing the full service that I could be doing. Some people took that and went on and, you know, went and did things with it, and it did empower them. I'm not saying I didn't do it at all, and I can't control how people respond to what I do, because, you know, that's their journey. I respect people's journeys. But there's just something that's hitting strong in me where I don't, unless it's like a rare situation and the person like absolutely can't and they need it, or my guides are like, hey, you know, you really need to do this with this person. I don't even know if this will ever happen, but you need to do this with this person. It's imperative to their journey, or working with them is imperative to your journey, whatever. Unless it's something like that, I would rather like either teach people how to work with themselves, how to deal with their own stuff, how to work through their own stuff, how to cope through it, how to work through those things and connect to what they need to connect to, mostly to connect to themselves, to connect to their light, which connects then to their guides, to their heart, to their passion, to their Akashic records, to all of that. It connects to all of it. And I really want people to be able to connect to that. That's my main goal. Because if I feel like if I can help people do that, it really eradicates most of the main, I think that's the right word, eradicates. It pretty much solves and takes away most of the main things from that are the seeds of codependency and the seed of illusion, and the seed of like disempowerment. So I really want to help people with that through either like teaching or guiding, and then they're doing the work. Most of the most significant shifts that I've made in my life, if not all, have been through me doing my own work on myself and figuring that out. I'm not saying that other people can't help. I've definitely helped a lot of people. I'm not saying there's not times to even go to other people or to go and reach out to other energies, but I just keep getting this message more and more that I don't need to reach out to other things. I have all of that, even archetypes. I can find those archetypes inside of me. I can ask to find those archetypes, those energies in that archetype inside of me. I don't need to reach outside of me because I have all of it. And then it's also safer for me. It doesn't open me up to possible other energies that I really don't want to deal with. I just want, honestly, weirdly enough, because it's the opposite I've been my whole life, I just want to be in my own energy. Like, I don't want to be in other people's energies. I don't want to be dealing with it. Like, I love people. I'm not saying anything about that, but I love my energy, and I love when I'm in my energy, and I just really want to stay there as much as I can. I mean, I'm good about shifting through life, and I like being around other people. This has nothing to do with being around other people, but I want to kind of close myself back up a little bit, and not closing my heart, but I think when I had my awakening, it just blew me wide open. And then it's like I didn't know like how tight and how open to be, because I didn't know it, but I wasn't really protecting myself really all my life. But in this way too, I was too wide open, and then just energies were just like coming in, or I was losing energy and it was taking energy, and so I have to kind of put the walls back up and help have boundaries and maintain my own energy that, for one, I love, and for two, is very valuable. It keeps coming up to me too that why does this keep moving? That there's something about my energy that is kind of like it's wanting me to stay a little more high vibrational, almost like a lighthouse or like a beacon. So yeah, to hold space, that's in the simplest terms, but that, I really just get this message where I'm like, oh, this is so hard. How do I do all this? Like it takes so much of my energy, and it's really because I'm not supposed to be doing all that. I don't think. I think this is supposed to be a lot easier on me, because what I'm mostly supposed to be doing, besides being me, creating me, connecting back to me, finding me, and creating myself in this world, and hopefully that inspires others by me just being me, but is just this thing that you guys have seen it in my videos where it just seems to bubble up when I really start talking. And not in this where I'm like explaining stuff, but where I'm talking about other things and I'm kind of guiding or whatever, you start seeing this. I call it channeling. And that comes up, and I feel like I'm supposed to be doing more of that, where I'm guided to talk about certain things and create in certain ways, and whatever I'm guided to do, whether it's through myself or something that's interesting, or I just am guided to it, and I just know, I'll know when it's like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to talk about. Sort of like passages, and I don't know. So, and I feel like the universe, I'm just going to call it the universe for ease of conversation, but I feel like it's wise enough and knowing enough to know what people are looking for, not only what's good for me, because going forward I have to do what's good for me first and foremost, or I'm no help to anybody. I will just keep disappearing. What's good for me, but also what helps other people based on who watches my videos and who is going to watch my videos. It, like I said, it always tells me, just show up and we'll handle the rest. Just show up and we'll handle the rest. You don't need to worry about any of that other stuff. We've got you. We'll handle the rest. So I've got to figure out, like I'm figuring out how to put all this together and do these videos, which honestly I'm probably overcomplicating. It's probably going to be way easier than I think. Putting the Patreon together and doing that for the people who want to have a little bit more of an involvement and, you know, see a little bit more of what I'm putting together and what they like, and if it helps them, and, you know, have a place that's higher vibrational. And it's just really part of their journey and in the manifestation of where they're going and or where we're going. So I'm hoping, you know, just that there's a way that I come on here more and I talk and I do my thing. And if I'm being honest, like most of the time, like what people really like that I do is they like when I talk. Yes, they like when I see things and stuff, but I could still see what I need to see and still know what I need to know through my guides. I may not be able to dig into specific details, or I might, I don't know, I haven't done it yet. But I will get the message across that needs to get across. And I will translate or send out the energy and the message that needs to. There's a lot of people who through hearing me talk or hearing my message or whatever, either they have an awakening or there's an energy shift in them, or, you know, I say something in a certain way that finally clicks for them. Because a lot of what I was told, even from my guides, is that it's not really the actions that I do, it's not the things that I see that makes, you know, what I do not so great, but it's not, it's mostly my energy that is the most valuable part of this. Yes, me doing my work is also, you know, good. It's valuable. Me looking in is valuable. But on a bigger picture scale, it's mostly me being able to hold my energy and shine that out and just be that, and my messages, and just bringing me to the table, and co-creating and bringing that to the table is what, on a bigger picture, is what's really needed. Another reason another way I kind of really look at it is, I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard about it in the sense of, like, if certain guides that are very high vibrational or certain angels that are very high vibrational, you either can never see them or hear them, or it's only sometimes, like once in a great while, because your energy is so lower vibration compared to them that they, like, you obviously can't get up to them, which means they would have to lower to get to you. I hope you receive this in the way I'm meaning this. And so it takes a lot of work for that high vibrational being to lower themselves for a minute to do what they need to do, whether it's to manifest into physical form, whether it's to just make it to where you can see or hear them or whatever, and then to go back up. And then it takes a lot of energy from them. There's a lot of work they have to do to get their vibration in the same way. It's why they don't always come down that much, or you can't see them as much. You can't see them that much. Or sometimes you'll be guided, like if you're going to go through an awakening or have a perspective shift, you'll be guided to, like, be vegan for a minute, or to just do things that are going to raise your vibration basically, so that you can either come to them or so that they can meet you more in the middle for the minute, and you get the message, you shift, and then you go back down. You probably won't go back down to where you were, but you still go back down a little, and then they go back up. But it's hard on them, is what I'm trying to get at. And it's just been very apparent to me that it's like, you need to be able to hold your vibration up in order to be able to do what you need to do and get the messages across that you need to get across, and be able to hear us and to do this, that, whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing. I can't keep going up and going down, going up, going down, going up, going down. And whenever I work with people, and it's not that they're lower than me or whatever, I don't know on that, it's that when I'm going in and I'm digging into those things, that most people are coming to me because there is lower vibrational energies they're dealing with, those things are lowering my vibration. And I, at least at this point, don't know how to do that without my vibration dropping and working really hard to get it up, and my body suffers and goes through stuff in the meantime, and it's getting harder and harder. And I don't know if there's some other reason why it's getting harder and harder, or if it's just because it's like, yo, it's time, no more playing around. Like, you got to get the message. Like, we're going to make this harder and harder and harder on you. So I got the message, which sucked because to some degree I do like doing it. I just don't like the way I feel afterwards. And please don't send me messages telling me to shield myself, because that's not the problem. Like, honestly, if one more person tells me that in my life, like, it will be very hard for me not to want to, like, punch them in the face. It's not a shielding myself problem. It has to do with, I believe, my vitality. It has to do with me not cutting my own energy off that is my flow and runs through me, that also raises my vitality and also is me expanding more into my body. But I think it's also from my guides, like, to get the message. Like, this isn't what you're supposed to be doing. And if it was what I was supposed to be doing, I would be feeling better. I'm not saying that, like, when you do stuff, you're always going to be blissful. I'm just saying, like, it shouldn't be like everything about it is uncomfortable, except for the, like, oh, that's cool, I figured that out. My ego gets a little hit, I guess, if I'm being honest, from being like, I helped them and then they're better, and like, that's cool, but it's not as permanent for most people. It's, I remove it, they go on and about their way. Most people, it really doesn't shift in energy. And then I wouldn't say most people with me. It's most people I've seen, like, either in the comments or I've seen with other things. Some people with me, but I just don't want to be the one that's, I'm dealing with energies, I'm taking that from you, so now I'm robbing you from things possibly getting bad enough to actually decide to change your life. And not only am I robbing you from that experience that could either wake you up or that could make you be like, you know what, it's time. And I'm not saying you have to, it's your journey, but you get what I'm saying. But I also don't want to be the person who, I can't keep my vibration, I'm constantly working at it. It shouldn't be that hard for me. And then on top of it, there's no reason that I should be dealing with somebody's stuff and they're not. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it makes, like, I understand why people do it, but I'm not okay with that as far as me being involved in it, and especially me being the one that's taken the hit. And that's not anybody's fault. Like, it's my fault that that's happening, not somebody else's. I feel like I said, I feel like there's a better way that I can help people anyways. Is everybody going to like that? No, they're not, because certain people aren't wanting to do all that stuff, or feeling whatever, they have enough blocks that they feel they don't know how, whatever. And then they're going to be like, oh, what do I do now? Well, there's plenty of people that are doing what I do, so that there's no shortage of that. Not only that, but I will be providing guidance in certain ways on helping people learn how to do certain things and figure things out. And so it's not like they're not going to have the resources available to them, whether it's through somebody guiding or instructing or having videos on it, or whether it's through even somebody else that they can just go to. So I just feel like, let's put it this way, and I don't know if promotion is the right word, but there's a new job I'm supposed to be doing. And I need to be doing that, I feel. I could be wrong. So I might faceplant through all this. But I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something else. And I feel like that I'm not going to be able to do it and get the message and open myself up to that and hear the guidance and the instructions on how to do that, because I have to have my vibration high to be able to do that if my vibration keeps plummeting. which means not only just not doing services for people, it means I also have to do the things that opens my energy up and raises my vibration, such as making videos in a way of opening myself up to receive that channeled message. So, and I mean, it's trial and error too. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from with this, and it's not too all over the place. But to some degree, to me, it feels all over the place, because on one hand, it's like I know what's going on, and on the other hand, I don't know what's going on, or, you know, there's still that uncertainty. And for me, uncertainty really creates a lot of doubt and a lot of like I feel like I just don't know. It really highlights my solar plexus and confidence issues. And I've kind of just gotten to a point where I have to trust and I have to have faith, and I have to look that part of me in the face that might try to stop me or stand in my way. Because I realize now that I am my greatest barrier. Like, I have been trying to figure out exactly what this barrier is and what to break through. And it was me, which on one hand is one of those like duh type things. But on the other hand, like, your mind can play some crazy tricks with you, you know, as you're coming up to it, where your mind or your subconscious or ego, where it's very easy to think that it's all these other things, because things actually even do come up, and to some degree they are real, but to some degree, you know, they're not, until you have to really have that moment of truth where you're like, are you going to do it? Are you not? And you remove yourself from every possible thing that you could blame it on. Until you're staring smack dab at yourself in the face. You know what I mean? And that's where a lot of people do, you know, they go in the isolation thing and they're like, oh, I pushed everybody away, and it feels good for a minute. They feel like, yay, you know, I'm doing better, until they realize that they're not, or their mind has now started to create certain things or create certain dramas or create certain whatever, because they still haven't gotten to the point that they're really just looking at themselves and knowing that there's something with them that they need to address and look at. And this is kind of the beginning of that part of mine, of breaking through that, I guess, and just being like, you know, screw it. I'm going to do it and figure out what it looks like and face myself through that, and hopefully know how to soothe myself during the moments that, you know, part of me is like, I don't know. And I feel it'll go well, though, even if there's ups and downs and stuff of figuring it out and moments of not knowing, and I don't know. I feel like in the end it's going to work out, and it's going to be good for me, and I feel like it's going to be good for other people. So I'm excited about it, even though part of me is like it's hard for me to not fully know and know what to plan on and what to do and what to say. But I will say, anytime I ever do work, especially like on people and stuff, I do some of my best work when I don't know what's going on. And when I finally admit that I don't know what's going on and that I don't know what to do, like, the most amazing things happen. And some of those are my best sessions. They're the coolest, and like the coolest things happen when I just get out of my own way. So, you know, fingers crossed that that's what happens here. So I'll keep you guys updated as I know more on the Patreon. I would like to try to get it going. Like, I don't know if I can finagle doing that by August 1st. So hopefully sometime between August 1st and September 1st, I would like to aim to get that up and going. I would like to start coming on here and doing more videos more often, and just whether I'm just guided to talk about a certain subject or, you know, I'm just fully opening myself up to co-create. Like I said, there may be an occasional like tarot thing, but I don't think so. Maybe, or maybe if I'm stuck or something, then I may pull a card out or two to be like, I'm really not getting this, and do that to help guide me. Maybe at first until I really get like that muscle really worked and where I could flow easier. I hope you get what I'm saying. Like, basically, there's a muscle I'm going to have to work. Because I haven't done a whole lot of just straight channeling messages, although I can do it. The more I do it without cards and stuff, the more it will strengthen that ability for me. So I have missed you guys. I'm sorry I've been away for a while. I hope you guys are okay. I know it's been a rough, well, at least for me, it's been a semi-rough kind of so many months. It's a lot of shifts, a lot of energy shifts, a lot of perspective shifts, and at least for me, a lot of grinding of figuring things out. A lot of my planets of stuff that's going on right now is in my subconscious. It's in my 12th house. So there's a lot of shifts inside me that are going on that are really healing and shifting and looking at and going on within my subconscious. It's, you know, making me deal with a lot of that. And that's it's rewarding at the end of the day, but it's a hard thing, you know, because not only are you like trying to go this way and something's highlighted and pulling you this way, and then you've got to look at things you don't normally look at or know because it's your subconscious, you know, it's like your underworld. So, you know, now there's bringing light to it, and you have to deal with it, which are usually semi-sucky things or harder things. That's why they went into your subconscious, you know, like they're a little bit harder. Not saying that as like a victim kind of way, but it's just, it is what it is, you know. It's making me, for ever since honestly my awakening, really just look at and shift and figure out, and you know, and then when you deal with one thing, something else comes up, or sometimes you think you dealt with this and this comes up again. It's like on a deeper level this time. And just for me, it's my subconscious. It's my underworld. It's a lot of underworld stuff. So in a way too, because of that, it's kind of like for the last 4 to 5 years, I've been in like a fun house, like smoke and mirrors type thing, where you have to like figure out like what's real, what's not, what's you, what's something else, you know, what is going on. And you have to like learn how to release control and just have faith, but also know how to bring yourself back and not let yourself just be swayed in the wind, and take control of yourself and your life again. It teaches you balance a lot at the same time, and moderation, because I hope you know what I'm saying. And chances are most of you that if you're watching this channel and you're still watching this video at this point, you probably know what I'm talking about. And it's hard. Like, I'm a Taurus sun, so it's hard, you know, to not dig your heels in and not move, and to let go at the same time, and to trust and not overthink things, and to know when you're the only thing stopping you, even if they're legit things. I don't know. I just constantly feel like I'm in the darkness for the last 4 or 5 years. It gets better. I have days of light, and I don't mean darkness like just depression, although I do have that on and off as well, but I mean just darkness like in that thing that's just in your stomach of you don't feel confident, you don't feel strong, and you don't know what's going on or who you are. And it really brings up that whole discussion of, you know, free will. And I've always said since I was younger, even when I wrote like a philosophy paper about how, you know, are we really free, you know, type thing. And I I've always said I believe we have a limited free will, whether you're talking about the earthly plane or the spiritual plane. And I do still believe that. It just depends on the perspective you're looking at. But there's a part of me that I feel like is being forced into things. And I know there's a lot of people feeling this way and going through this. And it sucks to some degree, but it really doesn't, because it is what would make me happier anyways. I don't know why my mind is split and playing games like that. There's still an integration that has to happen. But when I asked my guides, isn't this like free will? When you say we have free will, and they were like, yeah, and no, it depends on the perspective of how you're asking. If you're asking your ego, then it's limited free will. You can make choices, and they'll never, the higher forces for the most part will never control what you do or try to control what you do. But I feel like I want to cry also, I don't know why. They will make things harder on you to where, you're kind of like pushed to make that decision. And usually what makes that harder is our egos resisting. So in that way, it's a limited free will. Like, yeah, sure, you could choose. You have the right to choose. But the limited part is on how many choices you have, as well as we're going to make it almost impossible for you not to choose. But they didn't tell me all that. They just said if you ask your ego, it will be limited free will. The rest of that, I'm just explaining my perspective. The other thing they said, if you ask your ego, it would be limited free will. But if you ask your soul, it's complete free will. Because it's what you wanted. And it's what you signed up for. It's just your ego that has been building in your human body that has learned to try to protect your body and try to protect you for survival, and that is learned through certain things that happen in life, and whether the right perception or whether a misperception, doesn't understand or doesn't want to, or has built what it thinks it wants, or what it thinks will keep you safe, or what it thinks will keep you going. And but on a soul perspective, your ego doesn't understand, and maybe your level of consciousness doesn't either at that time. Eventually though, especially if I can choose to maintain my higher level of consciousness and perspective, and I can either push or guide my ego through it, then it will end up all on the same page. So here we are. So I love you guys. I'll be seeing you guys more. I think I've talked about everything I wanted to talk to you about. Again, sorry I've been away so long. I didn't plan on being away that long. Thank you for those of you who have reached out and checked on me. It means a lot. Yeah, I was thinking whether I'm going to say something, but I think I'm going to make it in a different video. I'll keep you updated on the Patreon, because I do know there's going to be a certain amount of you that are going to want to do that. It will be an advantage, and it will be something that you'll want. So I'll keep you updated on that as it gets closer, like the date, the amount, what exactly the most I know of what it will be and what will be going on with it. But I am going to try also, and services, like hit me up if you need services, or if you think you do, you could try your luck. But I probably won't be doing them, but try, worst I could say is no, I'm still not doing it. If I decide to start doing them, I'll do a video and let you guys know. But hopefully I'll be coming on here a lot more often and starting this journey, because now I'm trying to step into it, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, I'm not going to repeat everything I just said. I hope you guys are okay. I hope you've been navigating it well. And I love you guys. And I hope you keep watching. I hope you have faith in where this is going. If not, much love. But don't be too disheartened if some of you are like, oh, I wish you would do tarot or whatever, because just like with me, that there's things coming in my life that are going to be better for me that I may not understand, or that I'm trying to control it in a different direction. This may also be true, and you may have messages or things come about that you needed, that you didn't know you needed. It's also a way of watching, like, I feel like higher vibrational type messages, and it's not impossible, but it is really hard to keep tarot readings at a certain vibration. Even the ones that are able to do it in a very high vibrational way with guidance and uplifting, it still to some degree can limit things. So on one hand, that's one reason why they're like, no, like, for me, I have to be doing stuff in a higher vibration. And for two, and I don't say that in a whatever way, it's just there's something about it that keeps coming up about the vibration. And for two, I have an ability too that I need to practice and work on. And so it was like, just gotta dive in, So I love you guys. I'll be seeing and talking to you soon. I would say like and subscribe and all that. You can if you want. If you're not, I don't know. Make sure you hit the bell. This isn't really one that's like that type of video, but hey, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so you get all videos. If you're interested in donating, then I will put my information in the description box below. But this isn't the type of videos I was talking about where I could do that. If you want to, though, much love. I could always use the help, especially since I'm not doing services anymore, and I'm trusting in abundance and faith. And my guides that said that they were going to have my back to help me keep going on this and make it to where this is part of, or at least fully, what I can be doing, because there's obviously something I'm supposed to be doing and some messages I'm supposed to be getting out and all that stuff. So, but either way, I think that's it. So anyways, I love you guys, and I will be seeing and talking to you soon.